Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Blue Nose Trading. My name is Tori Solis, and today I'm going to be doing a series review of Laguna Speckled buff. This was a huge series. I made a lot of work, a lot more than normal for the series that I've been doing recently. So we're going to get straight into it. We'll start over here and work our way around. This first cup is the Laguna Speckled buff. It's the sweet minty turquoise inside of the carving. I've been working on this shape for the mugs and also figuring out new handles. I really like how this one turned out. The inside is cream breaking rust. Next up, I have another mug, cream breaking rust on the inside, Carmen's turquoise on the outside. This is all the Laguna Speckled buff. I will say for this clay that I didn't love how much sanding it needed. When you fire it out, it has like a grit to it. So all the places that have rock clay did have to be sanded, which is like an extra step and kind of frustrating. I don't love that about this particular clay. This is Old Forge floating chrome, or not chrome, copper. We're still working on figuring out this glaze and what it wants. Cream baking rust on the inside, a little bit of slip texture on the outside. Not super happy with how the glaze turned out on this one. It's fine though. This is the Old Forge First 5 floating cobalt, and this one came out great. It's got the cream breaking rust on the inside. I really love the cream breaking rust, how it creates the additional speckles with the speckled buff, and of course cobalt is a pretty stable, solid color, so that one turned out really nice. This is my robin's egg blue. That is not anything close to the color of a robin's egg, but people really like it, so I went and put it on the bottom of this one. Cream breaking rust on the inside. A lot of these mugs, by the time this video comes out, whatever's left of them is going to be on my website, bluenosetrading.com/ceramics. These are going to be available for my patrons way before they're available for anyone seeing this on YouTube, so you can check it out and see if there's anything left up there, and if not, you can find the information for my next shop update. This is kind of like dragon scale, but also kind of like the chicken scale. I mean, I made this texture the same way that I made the chickens, so it's all the feathers and pieces. It's really, really nice. It's a little bit heavy. It's cream breaking rust all over the entire cup. So I'm probably going to do more with this in the future, expand on that idea as far as for mugs. Another Carmen's turquoise, cream breaking rust, changing the placement of the carving a little bit, just toying around with some different ideas to see what I kind of like. This one is sweet minty turquoise over Creative Arts Center white. It came out pretty neat. It's a new kind of texture. It's got some divots on the inside, cream breaking rust on the inside, and the Laguna Speckled buff clay. This is I think it's Bloomberg's Rutile, matte purple over Bloomberg's Rutile. It came out pretty okay as far as purple goes. It's not exactly what I was expecting. Again, that's cream breaking rust on the inside, Laguna Speckled buff clay. And then this one is my variegated blue slate, which sometimes behaves and sometimes misbehaves. This isn't misbehaving. It comes out a little bit more gray-black sometimes than denim blue. I was really hoping for the denim blue, but this is also popular among people, so take what we can get. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's a total failure. This is Stony Matte Turquoise, and for this one I've got the Waxman Brown on the inside. Again, Laguna Speckled buff, a little bit more foot on this one. This one is Oatmeal on the inside and Old Forge Sunset around the outside, a little bit of a carved crater texture, and glaze on the handle. This next one is my sea foam. This is the first batch of sea foam that I made that came out really magical and excellent and fantastic. The second batch of sea foam is not doing this, so limited edition, because the second batch of sea foam is doing something totally different. Not sure what happened, but I'll get to the bottom of it one day. Alright, Oatmeal on the inside, Carmen's turquoise on the outside. Really love this design with the thinner lines all the way around. It feels really good. I wish you guys could touch it, but trust me, there's a good touch here. Good touch. And this is a more masculine shape, more straight-sided instead of bulbous. This next one is Old Forge First 5 floating copper again. Again, I'm trying to figure out what this glaze wants from me. I think I might need to stack it on top of something, because just by itself, it's a little bit sad looking. And cream breaking rust on the inside. This one is another carved cactus mug, revisiting an idea that I've been working on trying to develop for a second now. So it's mostly raw clay with the cactuses carved in, and then this time I filled it with the Mako Stroke and Coats. On the inside I used a green and a pink. The pink is washing out every time I fire it, so we'll be exploring different colors for the insides. And then cream breaking rust on the inside, which honestly, if you haven't picked up on this by now, cream breaking rust is one of my favorite liner glazes. So continuing my work on these pour overs, this one is Old Forge First Fly Floating Cobalt on the outside, metallic, gold metallic around the rim and on the edge here, and then a little bit of that Old Forge First Fly Floating Cobalt on the inside with cream breaking rust on the inside. This is a coffee pour over, so it would sit, kind of matches this one, it would sit on top here, and well, if the handle was a little shorter, you know, all good. I have another one that I've been working on. This one is Sweet Minty Turquoise on the outside, the gold metallic on the handle and on the rim, and then again cream breaking rust on the inside, and for this one it was also on the bottom as well. Still working on these forms. They have a little bit more testing to do, so these are kind of in the beginning stages. This is a failure. It's a failure. You can't use this. I'm going to throw these away, but I did want to show you. So it's waxwing brown on the inside, and then a matte, Jack's Matte Turquoise out of the John Britt book that I tried, and it looked fine on the test tile, but it bloated and it bubbled really, really bad. It actually blistered, so see, I don't know if you can see me pop it, but these blisters are poppable and they're very sharp, so they create these really sharp, dangerous edges. This actually happened, I'm going to set these aside. So there's this one, and then the green flashed onto this purple little test pot that I was doing with some matte purple. So it flashed onto the side that was facing the Jack's Matte Green and ruined this, also ruined. And then we'll just pull these other ones out of here. Here's another one, blistered up and ruined. Can't use these, can't sell them. I'm gonna toss them in the trash, but I just wanted to show you guys the cool blister effect that I got from this glaze, which as unfunctional as it is, it was pretty neat to pull it out and see how it blistered super bad. Those edges are very sharp, so this is not something that we can even give away really, because we don't want people to hurt themselves. So that's all the mugs and things with handles. I was working on some espresso cups, so I started with some of these flatter espresso cups. This is my old seafoam, and with some gloss white and seafoam on the inside. This one is Carmen's Turquoise, one of my carved designs, and then some oatmeal on the inside. These are some straight up, you can call them whiskey tumblers, shot glasses. I call them espresso cups because I'm a barista and that suits me better. And then this is the Robin's Egg Blue. Again, looks nothing like a robin's egg with the waxwing brown on the inside. This is the seafoam inside of the carving, the old seafoam. I'm sure you'll see my new seafoam soon. It's not excellent, but we're working on it. And then gloss white on the inside for this one. This one is a little bit different of a shape. I tried to do a more bulbous form for this espresso cup, so cream breaking rust on the inside, robin's egg blue on the outside for this one. It's pretty neat, more feminine design. A couple more of the square short ones. We got matte purple with white on the inside, and Old Forge First Fly Floating Sunset with oatmeal on the inside. And then this is a shape that I really like. This, I forgot the combination, but it's gonna be, if you look up my shorts, you find this one, all of the glaze combos are definitely listed out. And this is a different kind of shape. So I like this shape a lot because it's different. It's like a shape that normally would dribble, but since I flared out the lip just a little bit here, kind of just like a Coke can, it doesn't dribble when you're drinking out of it. These are bottom heavy on purpose, so they just feel really good. Again, these are espresso cups. I am using one of these at work now to drink my espresso. This one is the gold metallic on the inside, waxwing brown in there. And again, that shape with a little bit of a divot up here to keep it from dribbling. More in that shape, we've got the old seafoam and the waxwing brown on the inside. Some carved crater texture for pooling. That one came out nice. This is one of my favorites. This one is just cream breaking rust, and it broke really well over this nice line design that I did on the outside. Another espresso cup, whiskey tumbler, water at the bathroom sink for what you take your pills with, like whatever. This one's Carmen's Turquoise, waxwing brown on the inside. And more Carmen's Turquoise, waxwing brown on the inside. A little bit of carving, some white Mako Stroke and Coats, waxwing brown on the inside. Trying some thinner lines out here, robin's egg blue, waxwing brown on the inside. And then these next ones up are just a few glaze test planters, just some tiny little pots that aren't that great, but I was testing some glazes, so Chameleon number 2, just a little tiny planter. This one is Bloomberg's Rutile and Jack's Matte Green together, which actually came out pretty neat on this little tester, and I did end up making a larger one just like that. And this one is the Creative Arts Center Gloss White and my Robin's Egg Blue together. The application could have been better because you can see some of the brush strokes, but the combination was good. Application could be better, combination was good. So as far as the more advanced things over here, this is the Seafoam, and I think it might just be Seafoam. Again, I'm not sure on the glaze combination for this one, but they're all going to be on my short videos. If you find this pot in my shorts folder, everything is detailed out. The clay, the firing, all of it for every pot. I try to keep all of those posted. So these are some bonsai pots. I used some slip decoration on the outside here. This one is another bonsai pot. This one's the gold metallic. Really like this glaze, trying to figure out all of its secrets. Definitely going to keep it around. Probably not food safe, but really great for exterior decorations and for sculpting. So, gold metallic. And then we have this super dark and super dynamic overslip. It's got Old Forge Sunset involved in it somewhere. And I think Waxwing Brown and Old Forge Sunset was the combination here. You probably can't see how dynamic it is, but it's got blues and maroons and little flashes of like a light rusty kind of orange. This one's really nice, but it's going to probably do better in person just because it's so hard to photograph and video where you can see all of what's happening in that glaze. And then this is that Jack's Matte Green with that Bloomberg's Rutile or White Cliffs Opal, one of the two. It made the Jack's Matte Green tolerable and not so blistery. It does have a lot of pitting, but for the outside texture of just this pot, that's fine. So I really like this one. This one reminds me of like Tatooine from, you know, Star Wars, like the desert, and just great color. And last but not least, I have the chicken pots that are here. If you guys are on my Patreon, you know that 3 of my chicken pots actually took prizes at the Texas State Fair this year, so those other chicken pots are at the fair on display. The fair ends in like October, so I think that the fair might actually be over by the time this video comes out to the public. But 3 chickens that are not featured here today that were in this series are on display at the State Fair. We took 2 first place ribbons and 1 second place ribbon. So this one, it's got a lot of different stuff going on here. We used a lot of the Waxwing Brown, Cream Breaking Rust, and also the Gold Metallic on the Laguna Speckled Buff Clay. The face is done in Mako stroking coats. All of this is hand sculpture onto a wheel thrown pot. She is a planter, and she's pretty fabulous. So there's the first chicken. The next chicken is a rooster, and he is just the gold metallic around his feather edges. So I just painted around the edges of him with that gold metallic glaze. Other than that, he is raw speckled buff, and his face and his comb are done in Mako stroking coats. He came out pretty good. He's not my favorite. All my favorites are kind of gone right now because they're at the state fair. This one is my favorite of the ones that I have here, and she is going into a art show for the Rowlett Small Works art show coming up in October. So whenever this is coming out, she will already be there. I'll already have the results, but she hasn't gone yet. And she's gonna go into the Small Works show competing in ceramics. She's kind of an angry chicken, but I did that on purpose. I was working and experimenting with different emotions. So this one is the angry, grumpy little chicken. Because chickens, if you've ever met one, they can be kind of grumpy and angry, especially if they want to have eggs and you don't want them to have eggs. But my chicken people, you'll know what I mean. All you other people can just imagine what I mean. So that is a summary of all the work that I made in this Laguna Speckled Buff series. Again, I like this clay. This clay is really popular. I would say the only real downside to this clay is that you have to do a lot of sanding. Other than that, it's great. It's stable. It doesn't really crack. It doesn't really sass me. It's easy to throw. It's great to work with. The handles, none of them cracked or fell off. We had a good time. No cracking, no problems. Just the sanding is an extra step when you're finding this clay, unless you're cool with some sort of sandpaper type aesthetic on your raw pieces. If you want to use the raw clay. And also the specks on this are really tiny, peppery. It's kind of like a honey with pepper, like with some ground pepper in it. So a great clay. If you guys would like to get early access to all this stuff so that you can have first dibs on all of my ceramics, as well as help to support my channel and make the dreams come true, you can find me at patreon.com/BlueNoseTrading. If you'd like to see a weekly art video and stay up to date on the YouTube timeline with everything that I'm working on, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, Blue Nose Trading. Remember to hug your friends, drink water, you're important, and I will see you guys next week with another art video.